Yo, what's up, everybody? We got the gunshot in the house. What's up, old man Wiggum? What's up, gamer? How's everybody doing? Welcome in. Happy whatever freaking day it is today, because, you know, I never know what day it is anyway. And especially after a break, it's going to be even worse. But hey, welcome in, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks for being here. Very excited that we're going to do our podcast, back doing the streaming thing. Took a few weeks off, which was actually really, really nice. I quite enjoyed the break. But we're back. Hey, Wiggum. Historical Gamer's already hitting us with some of this Omicron virus, COVID stuff. Hey, Emily, welcome in. Good to see you. And I got Brian here, too. I can unmark his chat so you guys can hear him when he says hello. Hey, B, what's going on, brother?
Hey everybody, as you said, Sconzi, I really enjoyed my break, but we are back because we have to get mad about things online. Well, you said you're not going to get mad. You all know how I get quote-unquote mad, so we're on the path to be canceled by episode 72. But tonight, we're going to bring you a brand new episode of Random and because we didn't keep our New Year's promise, this episode definitely does not have a majority of positive content.
Yeah, what happened there? We failed on that one, I guess.
You know.
Do we call you Sunshine? Is that a hair joke? Yeah, this hair is ridiculous. Not only is it super green, but it's super long. I think I need that. Oh my God, I totally need that quote from.
Mr. Rhythm. Mr. Rhythm.
No, not Mr. Rhythm. Not Mr. Rhythm. From The Fifth Element. You familiar with that one? Super green,
No.
Fifth Element. Gotta find it. I mean, I don't know that I can play it because, you know, they'll probably ban me or something.
The copyrighted claim you are.
Right.
You no longer have access to stream on YouTube.
All right, I need to share. Pause. All right, how do I share just like right where it's at? How do I do that? I think I got to add something to the back of it. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Here's the link to the video if anybody is interested at all. But if you go to the 1 minute mark, and you'll get to the super green. Anyway, it's funny if you know that clip. Anyway, is that a Remember the Titans? Oh, the Sunshine. Oh, that's a good question. Is that a I don't have the length of Sunshine, but the hair is like the color is. Holy smokes, it's something. Anyway, I'm babbling about nothing. We got a podcast to do, B.
Yep.
I don't have a joke because that's kind of the thing. So let's find one of those real quick. Let me just scroll down here. I'll just try this one right here.
What did the CDC say? They said, "Get back to work." That's the joke.
That's a joke too. All right. I've got one. I got one. So we got that, and we got our stuff all set up. Let me switch to the podcast view so we can see Brian. Hopefully it's working. Oh, it is. Look, there he is. For whatever reason, my wheel is all messed up.
Oh.
Not sure why it's doing that. Oh, now it's back. All right. Got to turn that thing on. It was only a comment on the hair, nothing more. Hit record. That's a good call. Thanks for that, Wigs. I just hit record. Now the real key is, do I hit stop recording or do I hit stop streaming when I'm done? That's the real thing.
I mean, that's the thing, especially after a couple week break.
Gamer says, "Oh no, there he is. Turn it back off. Turn it back off." Oh, come on, be nice to B. He's definitely the prettier of the two. That's not true, but he's pretty too. Anyway, we got a joke. We got our topics.
I can still hear.
Oh, that's right. Okay. We got it.
You have to mouth these things, then I can't see them.
We got Aaron Rodgers on the board, so that's going to be fun because we all love Aaron Rodgers sometimes. And I'm going to pick one of these. So I need to go to my podcast sounds, and we're going to do that one. I think I'm ready. B, are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Wait, this is episode 62, right? When we get to episodes, no, this is 63. 63. When we get to episode, in 6 episodes, we're going to have Joe on as a guest star or something.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I feel like that would be the Z-Dubs episode. You could bring
Maybe.
him on with his tassels and, you know.
Nice.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. Hello and welcome to We Random, episode 63. We are recording on Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. B, we made it to the future. Congratulations. I didn't think I was going to make it. Anyway, this is a random podcast. We talk about random stuff, and we're going to start with a random joke. B, are you cool? Do you want to hear, you know what? I've got a joke about paper. Do you want to hear a joke about paper?
Sure.
Actually, never mind. It's terrible. You know, it's terrible. Exactly. We'll be back right after this.
Almost Qualified Productions.
Let's get crazy!
Experts don't have this much fun.
Welcome to We Random, episode 63. I'm Brian. That over there is Christopher. Say hello and welcome back to our wonderful people in 2022, Christopher.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
As you all know, for you loyal listeners, welcome back. If you found us anew in 2022, welcome. You are here on We Random. What we do here is we spin our wheel of doom. We've loaded it with some topics that we want to talk about. That wheel's going to spin, and then we're going to try really, really hard to get our friend Sconzi over there mad online. If he doesn't get mad online, this show's going to be like 45 minutes. If he gets mad online, it might push like an hour 10. But stick with us, because we're going to have fun today. So, how did you enjoy your break from the podcast and streaming, Sconzi? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Clearly I needed the break because it felt good, but also I didn't need the break because I realized I didn't set up any of the stuff that I needed to set up on YouTube before I hit the start button. So, some good, some bad.
It happens. So, any words of wisdom, fun facts, or other artifacts of hope for our people before we jump right into this loaded wheel today?
I don't have Mr. Rhythm on my soundboard, so no, I'd say no, I don't.
All right, so let's get her spinning and see what we come up with.
All right, well, my thing didn't load the way it was supposed to, and it still isn't.
Well, 2022.
Yeah, let's try again. Let's try it this way. Oh, there it is. We're spinning. We're going.
See it. We're going.
Ay,
What do we
ay,
got?
ay, ay, ay. All right, we're going to start with nothing. Oh, there it is. Becky Hammon. Who's Becky Hammon, and why are we talking about her?
So we've got the one good story on our wheel today.
Get it out of the way
So,
quick.
For those of you who want to hear good stories, we've got one. And this is debatably good, but we'll get to that. So, Becky Hammon has been named the head coach of the WNBA's Las Vegas Aces, becoming allegedly the highest paid WNBA coach. Becky Hammon, who is currently an assistant coach with the NBA San Antonio Spurs, will remain in that capacity through the end of the 2021-2022 season. After previously interviewing with several NBA teams for head coaching jobs, Hammond said it was the approach of the Aces owner and team president that factored into her decision to return to the WNBA, despite previously not having any intentions to leave the NBA. So basically, what happened here is Becky Hammon, there were a lot of people over the past couple years who were saying that she should be qualified for an NBA head coaching job. But from what it sounds like, when she was going for these interviews, these general managers and the team owners were like, well, you've only been an assistant coach in one place and you don't have head coaching experience, so we're not going to hire you. And then these WNBA folks are like, dude, you're like a head coach right now. We totally want you. So she's going back to the WNBA, which is where she played for, I think it was like 16 seasons and was one of the best players in the league. So this is like really cool on one hand, but it also kind of frustrates me that the NBA is like this. But I think almost all professional sports are like this. Like, you're looking at the Jaguars job right now in the NFL, and they're like trotting out Jim Caldwell. And I'm like, hasn't Jim Caldwell had like 4 jobs?
You know, I can, initially my thought was to get angry at this, but I think this makes perfect sense because all NBA coaches that get hired all have head coaching experience, right? All of them, every single one. No, they don't. That's bullshit. And fuck all of them for doing this. There we go. I made it through my first sentence and I still swore. No, this pisses me off. This is not a good story in my mind. This bothers me a lot. So, like, I understand getting head coaching experience is great. Like 100%. I don't slight her for that at all. It's going to give her experience from a different perspective, right? But to think that she needed to go to the WNBA just to possibly get a chance in the NBA, I think is garbage. And I absolutely guarantee that teams are going to use this against her because they're going to say, well, you've been away from the NBA game too long. You've got WNBA experience. You don't have that NBA experience. It's exactly what's going to happen. Like the fact that they used you don't have head coaching experience against her was garbage to begin with. Now they're going to use this against her too. Like she should have gotten a chance in the NBA. She should have. And the fact that she didn't is garbage. So good for her. I'm glad she got a head coaching gig. I'm glad that she's, going to get a chance to, to be a head coach, get that experience. That's great. But in the end, in my mind, this is not a happy story. This is an irritating story.
I mean, it is, and that's why I kind of tried to take both approaches to it, right? Because returning to the WNBA and being the highest paid head coach, like I think that's good, right? Like they're seeing value in her skills and her potential abilities, but it is that frustrating part that the NBA is just doing the whole, oh, well, now there's a job available, we got to call Doc Rivers again, or
right. Yeah.
There's a job available and we got to call, like, I don't even remember, like, Jeff Van Gundy or Stan Van Gundy or like I don't even know Jason Kidd, and I'm like, guys, really? Like, but if we look at professional sports, the main sport that isn't like this, but it even still is baseball, right? Because baseball's like, sure, we're gonna hire this young guy, but then Dusty Baker at like 75 million years old has a job still.
Yeah, it's one thing. Like even Dusty Baker, I can kind of understand because Dusty Baker had success, right? We talked about Jim Caldwell. The fucking guy was a loser. Like he just lost. And don't get me wrong, he was in Detroit and everybody loses in Detroit, but he kept losing. Why do you like the fact that people would hire a losing person, a loser who lost as a head coach instead of somebody who doesn't have experience but could be a great fit? It blows my mind. It blows my mind.
I mean, and again, we're getting real sidetracked, but hello, we random. This is what we do on this podcast. If we look at the NFL, like a lot of the coaches for some of the best teams, like if you take out like Bruce Arians and Andy Reid, right? They're these younger, newer style coaches. You've got Matt LaFleur and Zach Taylor and Sean McVay and like those guys who are more of like the younger, new breed. And then you got the Jaguars out here like, hey, it's Urban Meyer. Nope, didn't work. And then you've got, their search. They're like, well, we're going to maybe call Eric Bieniemy, but we really think we want to call there was a name that I heard and I've like blacked out because I'm like, this dude has had like 3 head coaching jobs and gone like a combined 7-37.
Yeah, it's insane. Historical Gamer wants to fact check me that Jim Caldwell went 36-28. Congratulations, you're still a fucking loser. Who wants him as a head coach? I don't want him as a head coach.
Jim Caldwell had a winning record with the Lions?
He did.
What?
Apparently he did, yeah. He even made the playoffs twice. So, good for him.
Ooh.
Good for him.
Well,
All right, we're spinning the wheel.
He'll have fun with Trevor Lawrence next year, I guess.
Ooh, like talk about losers. Anyway, let's go on to GSAs. What is a GSA?
Man.
And why are we talking about this?
So, Sconzi had made it a point to not swear on the podcast this year.
Yeah, that's out the window. That's gone.
Approximately, 8 minutes into the podcast, it's done because we are going to talk about 2 California teachers and the closed door discussion that they had at a teachers conference on how to start gay straight student alliances in conservative school districts.
Wait, for the record, I also want to call out that you said that nobody would watch our podcast if I stop swearing. So you're kind of putting the pressure on me here. Okay, go on.
True. It's true. So basically, the root of the story here is that there is a conference in California for LGBTQ plus issues in education, and these two teachers went to this conference and were discussing how to start gay-straight alliances in schools, especially in conservative school districts. So they gave this presentation. They asked people not to record it. Somebody recorded it anyway, and now they are facing threats and fighting to keep their jobs after details of the talk were leaked to a transphobic author who wrote a article that was called How Activist Teachers Recruit Kids. So the article went viral on conservative social media, and 4 days after the article was published, there were readers who complained to the school district, at which point the district placed the teachers on administrative leave and they suspended the Gay-Straight Alliance. Now, if you want to know the details of what happened, included in the audio were the two teachers describing how they didn't keep the names of their attendees to help protect the children's identities from potentially disapproving and anti-LGBTQ parents. The teachers also discussed calling the program the Equity Club or the UBU Club to help avoid any stigma that a more explicitly LGBTQ name might attract. Now, this is one that people are really up in arms about, and I would, like to get your opinion, Skanzi. It was also discussed how the teachers used their abilities to monitor student web searches in order to invite students who might have questions about their gender or sexual identity. Now, for the record, the teachers say that their principal knew about all of this, and the principal even participated in some of the meetings. Other good context before we start yelling. California law doesn't prevent teachers from approaching students about joining gay-straight alliances, and the law allows teachers to not discuss a student's identity with the parents without the child's permission. So, do you want to yell first, Skanzi, or do you want me to yell first?
No, I want you to go ahead. Tell us what you got.
So, when I read this article, and I read about the backlash, and I read about what happened, the immediate thought that came to my brain is, isn't exactly what is happening here proving these teachers' entire fucking point? Like, I feel like this is proving their entire point as to why they're doing what they're doing. Because people are like, oh, you gotta tell me if my child has, these thoughts and tendencies. Like, what? Really? Like, they're trying to do something good for children, and people are like blowing it way out of proportion. And like, I want to read you this, and I skipped this before, but the literal name of this author's book was Irreversible Damage: The Transgender Craze Seducing Our Daughters. Like, this is like, people always talk about, oh, there's so much propaganda by people here. Like, is this not the opposite side of propaganda? And no one is taking offense to the fact that these children have opted into this. No one has made them do it. They're doing it because it makes them feel good about themselves. And then somebody's like, well, you can't feel good about yourselves because I don't want you to do this. Isn't this the opposite of what we want for our children?
Well, it depends who we are, because the people who are throwing a fit about this, that's exactly what they want their children to do, is exactly what they want, exactly what they believe. It's indoctrination, right? That's what it's all about. I want to call out what the conference was all about. So this conference where they gave this speech, there's the sessions focus on these three core areas: supporting and centering the most marginalized, healing, resilience, and joy, and queer futures. So why the fuck would somebody who comes to a conference that is focusing on these situations record these meetings and then give it to this jackhole? Like, this, it's clearly, it's nothing but an underhanded approach at trying to sabotage this, right? That's exactly what it is. Which also takes me to my next point, which kind of goes above and beyond this specific incident. But like, they took this to the school board, and the school board said, oh yeah, we need to stop this. We can't have this happening anymore. And this is a big problem, and I'm going to make this very political, but this is a big problem that we're seeing now, especially from these assholes on the right who want to shut down anything that has anything to do with equality and understanding and, being a good person is they're attacking things at a local level like that, and people are just caving left and right. And that's going to be a problem. Like, I'm sorry, but we're going to be living in this dystopia era in the future where shit's going to get really ugly. It's just the way it is, because these crazy assholes, they come together quicker and better and stronger, and they fight, and they're fucking lunatics, and people don't want to deal with them, and so they just fall over and say, yeah, do whatever you want. We're going to have a very fucking bleak future. But if we go back to what this specific thing is, and to your point, like, I understand it, right? Like, if the problem is these people are so goddamned close-minded that they're insistent that if somebody's gay, it's the whole nature versus nurture, right? They don't understand that. And they assume that you can turn somebody gay because you talk about it. Just like you can turn somebody not gay if you take them to, see Pastor Bill, who's probably going to diddle them anyway, so let's not even go there. And they can pray the gay out of them, right? Or whatever the fuck it is. And this is what these people believe. And like, I'm perfectly fine, and I understand that parents need to be able to raise their children. That's their job. That's their responsibility. And that's their right. It's their child. And I think that you also have to look at the fact that how many of these young gay or queer or whatever, wherever you are in that spectrum of the LGBTQ scale that they may be on, how many of these kids are living miserable, horrible, disgusting lives because they can't be who they are? How many of these kids don't live a life because they kill themselves because their parents are telling them that they're horrible, disgusting people and they can't be who they are? Like, there's a lot of shit that's going on here. This is a lot more than a super deep 5-minute conversation that we can have in a podcast. And I get it. There's a lot of gray area there. I get that. Clearly, I am very passionate, and I come from this from a very specific perspective. And I think that we have to allow children the ability to be free and to think for themselves and teach them to think for themselves. And that's another part of this whole thing, because how much have we seen? How many times have we talked about things on this podcast where specific groups of individuals, and let's be honest, it's a fucking right, who are pushing their agenda to try to indoctrinate people. There was that thing in Florida where they wanted to pass a law, and maybe they went around and actually did it, I don't remember, where they wanted to check on colleges and make sure that they're not indoctrinating people to the left, right? We're going to check all of their curriculum and blah, 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 blah. With the critical race theory, we're trying to have that. We can't have that going on, even though that shit doesn't even happen. To your point, Wiggum, having a gay child doesn't mean you failed. First of all, there's nothing wrong with having a gay child, but it's because these people don't even understand what gay is. They just freak the fuck out. It's just, the point is, there's so much of this fucking indoctrination. We want to create little soldiers that do and say and act exactly as we want them to be, however we want them to be, and that's it. And that's not the world we should be living in. We should be living in a world where people can learn and develop who they are and how they are in their own way of thinking. And we need to give them access to the ability to learn. And that's just not the world that we're living in. And I got to quit talking because I've been talking for like 12 and a half minutes now. I went all over the place. Sorry about that, B. But this no, it's fine. This touches on so many areas that I'm so passionate about and so pissed about.
It does. And, I had a conversation with a friend over the weekend, and I was mentioning, systemic things. And he's like, well, what do you mean when you say systems? And I was like, think about this. When you go to a store, there are boys' toys and there are girls' toys. Why can't a kid just play with whatever toy they want, right? Like, this is part of the systems piece that we were talking about, because we were getting into a real, big picture conversation about STEM education and why certain people choose certain routes, and I'm like, this is all part of the bigger system, and this issue here that we're talking about is also part of that bigger system, because there are certain individuals who don't see or don't want it to be that individuals can be something else inside that is not what their physical body shows the world.
Well, we tell little Bobby to go play with his Legos and his Erector set and his Lincoln Logs, and we tell little Susie, don't you dare fucking touch those Legos. You go play with the Barbie in your kitchen set. And then we wonder why 20 years later Bobby's an engineer and Susie is, a home ec teacher or something, right? Like
Right.
we breed this into them. We educate them, we teach them, and we put them in these little boxes. And of course, if that's the way that they're raised, that's the way they're gonna go. And it's ridiculous. Again, why can't Bobby play with the fucking Barbie if he wants to? Why can't Susie play with the Legos and create the Death Star? They absolutely can. Just let them play with what they want to play with. Let them learn, like open the world to them.
Right.
That's
Well,
the thing.
Well, like the example that my friend gave was they bought like these building blocks for their son, and there was like a blue package and there was a pink package, and the pink package was cheaper. So he's like, I'm gonna buy the pink package because
Yeah.
it's cheaper. And I'm like, but see, this is the thing. It's like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Is we have this system where these blocks over here are for boys and these blocks over here are for girls, right? Like,
Yeah.
why can't blocks just be for everyone who wants to play with some blocks?
Yeah. No, I agree. If Little Wigs comes home one day and says, "Hey, I want to be a ballerina," I hope that Old Man Wiggum says, "Fuck yeah, let's sign you up for ballet class." Right? Who the fuck cares? I pulled Little Wig in because, oh look, if my child becomes me, I have failed in my eyes. If my child becomes his own person, like a ballerina, with the best qualities of people he has been around and is true to himself, then I have succeeded. I agree. I think that's it. Like, I'm a firm believer, and I can say this, obviously with a grain of salt. I don't have any kids, but I feel I'm a part of a lot of people's extended families and group of community, we'll say. Like, you need to give kids the opportunity to find what it is that they love and what they enjoy. Don't push them down a certain thing. Now, that maybe there's something maybe Old Man Wiggum loves ballet, and so maybe he's going to introduce Little Wigs to ballet as opposed to letting him stumble onto it himself. That's great. But it doesn't mean you say, you know what, you really like this. I know you like, come on, let's go to the ballet again for the 4th time this week. Like, you don't shove it down their throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think and to wrap this topic and spin, it feels like we're taking away people's ability to explore, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, you must be this and only this because I said so.
I think the thing, going back to our main topic, and by the way, it sounds like Historical Gamer secretly wanted to be a ballerina his whole life, or a ballador, or whatever a male ballerina is. I don't know. Like, I understand the situation. I understand people's point of view, their biased, homophobic point of view, that they want to have control over how their kids raised and the information that they get. I understand that. And there's not a very easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna say it in the Sconzi way of saying it. But if you're a bigoted asshole, your kids have to be able to get other points of view. So I understand where they're coming from, but yeah.
All right, let's spin her.
All right, we're spinning. It's okay,
All
it's
right,
okay,
everyone,
gamer. I'm not
let's take a
judging you. You
breath.
could be a ballerina.
We're going to take a breath.
And then we're going to get mad
something
about
else.
Antonio Brown.
Oh, well, I'm not going to get mad about Antonio Brown. You might, but I'm not going to. So, not friend of the show, Antonio Brown, may have become the second NFL mid-game retirement following the footsteps of cornerback Vontae Davis, who retired at halftime of a game in 2018. After refusing to re-enter the Buccaneers game against the Jets, Brown stripped down to his pants and left the field. The Buccaneers later announced that Brown would no longer be a member of the team. So this is one of those situations where we have no idea what the truth is. So we are out here speculating just as you are.
We'll
But
make up our own truth.
what we have been told are two stories. Story number one is by the Buccaneers, who they said that they asked Brown to re-enter the game. He refused to re-enter the game. They asked him again to re-enter the game. He continued to refuse. They told him, well, if you're not going to re-enter the game, you can leave. At which point, he stripped down and left, even though teammates were trying to talk him into not leaving. Now, Brown's side of the story, he says that his foot and ankle were too hurt for him to go back into the game, and that the team did not understand this. We've also heard a narrative from Pat McAfee that says Brown was disgruntled about the lack of support that he received after getting a 3-game suspension for, providing the league a fake vaccination card. So, While we don't know anything, Skanzi, do we want to get mad? Do we not want to get mad? Do we want to just kind of roll our eyes and move on?
I'm
What do
more
you
of
wanna
a
do?
I'm more of a roll my eyes. Like, I'm not pissed about this. I might be pissed if I was a Bucks fan. The whole thing is just stupid. Like, it's fucking Antonio Brown, man. Like, everybody knew this shit was gonna happen. He's a fucking nutcase. And I don't care why he's a nutcase. He's a fucking nutcase, right? Like, people are saying it's a CTE issue, that he took a big hit to the head a couple of years ago and he hasn't been the same since. Maybe it's, some sort of mental health issue that he's having. Regardless, the point is, this guy has had repeated situations where he's done weird shit like this, right? Now, some of the shit wasn't just weird. Some of it could have been criminal. So that's a different situation altogether. Like, the guy needs to get some sort of help, right? Because he's got all sorts of issues. I support anybody that needs mental health assistance, and I believe that he does, and I support him for that. On the flip side, he kind of loses a little bit of my support because the guy's worth multi-millions of dollars. He's got all the money in the world. He has every opportunity to get health. I mean, fuck, he could get help. Like, he could get it paid for by any one of these teams that want him to play for him. Like, you have access to this and you're not doing it. So you kind of lose some of my support there if you're not going to get the help that you actually need. The way that he did this is just typical, like, showboating. It's all about me bullshit. And it kind of disgusts me. It's kind of stupid. It's irritating, but in the end, he's not worth me spending my life thinking about. That's just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, the memes are really what this is all about, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
where you
yeah.
see the memes where it's like, if fuck this job were a picture.
The one, I don't know if I sent it to you. He's holding a giant vaccination card.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take this job and shove it, or like
Yeah.
all of those other memes, right? But I mean, this is just like, it's sad in some ways because he was such a great player for such a long
Yeah,
time, and
yeah.
then he just kind of turned into a little bit of a kind of, I don't know what you want to say
He turned
about
into
him,
something.
but like that somebody posted and they were like, the thing that we've learned here is that Mike Tomlin is a saint for putting up with this dude for 9 years.
Well,
or
that's true.
whatever.
That's true. But here, to take it from it to a non-comical side, is we also need to call out how much this is enabled by the NFL and by the teams in the NFL. Because if you think that Antonio Brown's not going to play for another team, you're probably wrong. Because there's somebody that'll sign him because he can catch a football and he runs fast. Somebody will take a chance on him. They're like, yeah, what the hell? We'll give you $1 million. You come in and hopefully we can get 6 games out of you. And then you'll, freak out and leave in halftime and we'll be done with you. Like, they're enabling this to happen because and I obviously don't know all the details of what these contract stipulations are. You have to get help. You have to do this. You have to do whatever. But he just keeps coming back. And people just keep bringing him back, right? It's just like if you got that relative who's a drug addict and you continue to bail them out of jail or you continue to give them money or whatever the case may be. If you're not saying no, we're not doing this anymore, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's what is happening. The NFL just keeps enabling it. And that's not just the NFL. It's not just the 3 or 4 teams that he's played for besides Pittsburgh, but it's all sports will do this. They'll all enable this because it comes down to who's winning and who can help us win. It's a money thing.
Yep.
Just like everything
Sure
else.
is.
It's all about fucking money.
All about the money.
Yeah. Fucking money. Are we done with Antonio Brown?
Sure are. At least
Goddamn
until he
good.
shows up on the Packers next year.
I'm in this group chat with some guys from work. It's 3 Bears fans? No, 3 Packer fans, 2 Bears fans. And one of the memes that got posted is Chicago Bears signed Antonio Brown to 5 years, $160 million contract or some shit. Like, if anybody was going to do that, probably be the Chicago Bears. Anyway, let's talk about the MTG. What is the
All right,
MTG?
well.
Is that like a gun or a tank or something?
No, That's Lauren Boebert who loves the guns.
Oh,
but
that's true.
this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has joined our friend of the show, Donald Trump, on the Twitter banned list. So, Twitter has permanently suspended the personal account of Marjorie Taylor Greene after the company said she had violated the COVID misinformation policies not one time, not two times, not three times, or even four times. 5. Now this is not 6 people, but it's 5 times that she violated the COVID policies, and she was now removed from Twitter. Now, what really bothers me about this is, how does it take Twitter 5 times for you to say something against policy for them to go, okay, we're finally going to remove you? Like, how have, like, you know, Eggman 3000, that's how Eggman 3000 is still out there, because Eggman 3000's out there sending stuff every day that doesn't get flagged, that doesn't get that person's account suspended, right? Because every comment about COVID, he's like, COVID's not as bad as the sniffles, you know, like.
It's just the flu, man. It's just the flu. That's what Gamer told us. You know, this isn't black and white. And that's the thing, is like, it's very easy to say this woman is a fucking nut job, and she's nothing but a conspiracy theorist, and you know, she spreads bogus fucking news. Like you could just say this forever and it's all true. Like all of that is accurate, and it's all what is happening. So from that angle, it's very easy to say, yeah, she shouldn't be around. But on the flip side, I do understand the point of, you know, this is a platform. It's a platform that people are using to communicate and to share information. And in a way, the conversation that continues to happen is, what responsibility does Twitter have, or Facebook, or any of these social media apps, to kind of curate and to monitor and, you know, keep tabs on this stuff, right? It's like there's certain rules and certain regulations and certain laws as to what can or cannot be said on like news broadcasts or in the newspaper, and a lot of that isn't the same as what social media is held to. And so there's a gray area there, right? Like they're trying to do the best they can. Could they do better? I'm going to say yes, they absolutely could, because you could always do better, right? Like, they're not perfect. I mean, obviously the bigger names are going to get caught before Eggman 3000 does, because, you know, his 4 followers isn't going to get him any real pub space, right? But on the flip side is, when you've got these people who have hundreds of thousands, millions of followers out there who are reading this, all of a sudden, I think that individual has a responsibility to make sure that the information that they're sharing, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or even on the evening news, you know, speaking to Ted Koppel or whoever the hell does the news anymore, I don't even know. You need to make sure that there's legitimacy to what you're saying, right? Like, you would think that should be a thing. So yeah, you know what? If you're out there and you are purposely spouting misinformation in a way that is dangerous and could be harming people, you know what? You should get censored. You shouldn't be able to do that, and I'm okay with that.
Well, and she still has her, you know, official account. This was her personal account that was banned. But again, this is it's, you know, we've talked before about the challenges Twitter has. So,
well, yeah, but again, it's you have to hold yourself accountable. And let's be honest, a lot of these people, left and right, I mean, it doesn't matter which side you're on. There's a lot of people that don't hold themselves accountable. They just spout off. They say whatever the hell they want to say. Like, we do that here, but there's 3 people watching right now. Like, that's a little bit different than the, you know, millions of people that are following her, right? And when you've got that big of an audience, you really have to watch what you're saying and how you're saying it. And the problem is this is somebody who built her entire political career on conspiracy theories, on bullshit, on garbage. And so she's going to keep spouting garbage, because that's what got her where she was. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right. So garbage in, garbage out. Now, where are we at? Do we want to spin? Do we want to call a flag for a specific topic or two?
Where are we at? We're at 35 minutes. We can do another one, I think.
Do we want to spin for that one or do we want to select it?
Well, I already spun, so let's go with
Ron, give me something good.
Aaron Rodgers. And apparently he likes science.
Of all the topics left, this is probably the one I was looking least forward to talking about. So, 2 months after Aaron Rodgers drew a firestorm over his comments on Pat McAfee's show related to his decision to be immunized, the Green Bay Packers quarterback has gone back to railing on COVID. This time, Rodgers sounded off on the NFL's protocols, saying that the league has created a two-class system of the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated, even including facts from pal Joe Rogan and a doctor who spread misinformation about the pandemic. Rodgers, to his credit, also called science propaganda, saying that if it can't be questioned, it's propaganda. So I don't even want to talk about this because, basically, I feel like he just watched a bunch of Fox News while he was falling asleep, and everything they said just went into his brain, and then he woke up regurgitating it.
Yeah. So this is the main point that I wanted to make, which is the whole reason why I put this one on here.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers says that if you can't question science, it's propaganda, right? Well, here's the thing, Mr. Rodgers. Science is questioned all the damn time. That's what science is. You come up with a hypothesis and you test it and you find out what the results are. And then you know what you do with those results? You fucking come up with another hypothesis and you question it again. That's what it is. Thank you, gamer. That's what science is. They always question it. But here's the rub. Here's the rub. It's not questioned by Aaron Rodgers. It's questioned by fucking scientists. So here, let me make a comparison. Every Monday morning or Tuesday morning, if they play a Monday night game, I want Aaron Rodgers to sit down in that press room with a whole bunch of people like me and you and Historical Gamer. Maybe not Gamer. He's too smart. In fact, you're probably too smart too. People like me, dumb people that don't know a goddamn thing about football. And let us drill him about what he did and what he did wrong. And why the hell did you throw it to Jordy Nelson on third down? He's been retired for 18 years. You should have thrown it over to this guy. And just let us drill him about the position that he was in and the decisions he made. Do you think he's going to do that? No, I don't think he is. You know why? Because we're fucking morons. We don't know a goddamn thing about football. I haven't played football since I was in 8th grade. Why the fuck would I be the one asking him questions? I shouldn't be asking him questions. He knows better than me. And guess what? The scientists know better than you too, motherfucker. Leave them the fuck alone. You're not that smart. You're not a scientist. Let them do their job. That's what I had to say.
See, and I was going to say basically a lot of the same things that you said, right? Like science is that inquisitive questioning, but the thing that science isn't, you can't just decide what you want the science to be and say, well, if it's not this, then I don't agree.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing.
You don't agree. You can say you don't agree. You have the right to do that. But just because you don't agree doesn't mean that you are right and that the science is wrong.
Exactly. It's not a belief thing. It's not a belief thing.
No, and it's so frustrating when people go, oh, well, what you told me has changed. Yes, that is the point of science. Because at one point in your life, if you were to get the chicken pox, you might have died. At one point in your life, if you blew out your ACL, you might have had to have your knee, sawed off because there was no way to fix your ACL. Science has evolved. That's what science does. Science evolves faster now because we have lots of people working on these things. Yes, you will be told different things at different times, and some of them will be accurate. Some of them will be motivated by capital Zeke Elliott interests. But, it is going to change. That's how this works.
Yeah, I think, and part of the thing that irritates me so much about all of this is that these, COVID deniers or vaccine deniers or whatever you want to call these specific individuals who tend to lean in the same direction that Aaron Rodgers and Joe Rogan and apparently Jared Goff and was it Jared Goff? No, Carson Wentz, right? Carson Wentz. I think Jared Goff is just bad at quarterback, but I don't think he's a vaccine guy. Anyway,
Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold,
the point
Cousins.
is that I don't remember where was I going with this now. Oh, so what they do is first of all, they'll deny the science, right? Science comes out and they'll say, no, that's not true. And the science will continue to test. They'll continue to test. They'll continue to test. They'll say, hey, wait, we came up with some new information. And they'll say, oh, sure. You said you knew the answer. Now you're changing it? Well, fuck you. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. And they'll pick and choose the pieces that they want to believe, right? It's insane. It's insane. And I agree with you, Gamer. If we're going to make this more of a general COVID conversation, the leadership on this is insane. It's stupid. Nobody has, first of all, nobody has answers. That's part of the problem, right? Like nobody has concrete answers. And I think there has to be some grace in that. I think one thing you don't do is you don't come on the news and say, hey, we're going to cut the isolation period in half because we need to get your fucking lousy asses back to work so I can get my coffee at Denny's tomorrow morning. Like, that's a bullshit thing to say. I don't care if you are, Mr. God Almighty COVID hero or whatever, right? Like, there's a lot of stupid things that have been happening, but you're right. There's a lot of mistakes that have been made. I think that as long as we're erring on the side of trying to keep people safe, I think that's probably a good thing. That's my personal opinion.
So are we transitioning to the COVID topic now?
Well, Gamer kind of brought it up. He made it the kind of the holistic, COVID thing.
So I wanted to talk about this anyway. So let's just talk about it. Let's just, throw the flag on there and talk about it. So you opened it up, right? So the CDC comes out over the holiday, right after Christmas. Got to time it.
Right.
But they're like, hey, you can come out of quarantine after 5 days now if you're asymptomatic. And you should wear a mask after that for 5 days, just in case. But you can come out. And, this is one of those things where there's so many pieces to this, right? They're doubling down on it and tripling down on it and saying lots of things. One of the quotes that I saw today was something along the lines of, well, in the research that we've done, about 70% of people are okay and not able to transmit the virus after 5 days if they're asymptomatic. So, if we have 30% of people who can still transmit and they come out, that's okay. And there was another thing that I saw that was, there's just to me, Delta Airlines wrote a letter to the CDC that was like, your quarantine period is killing our business. And then the CDC's like, yeah, I think you're right.
And it's not just them, right? It's like all businesses are seeing this.
Now, the CDC comes out and goes, hey, we know we just got the quarantine period, but don't go on a cruise. It's too dangerous. You're going to tell me that it's too dangerous to go on a cruise, but I can go back to work in an enclosed space and have a 30% chance of being in there with somebody who is spreading virus to me. Because that's not dangerous?
Yeah, I think... So the optics of this are horrible, first of all, right? They know, everybody knows that shit's going to blow up in the next couple weeks. Shit is going to blow up because we know that this Omicron thing, it gets spread a whole lot easier than Delta or any of the other ones, right? It spreads a hell of a lot easier. Now, the symptoms tend to be on the lesser side, to the point that Gamer mentioned earlier, as some head of health or something in Chicago basically equated it to the flu-like symptoms. So it's kind of like a flu. It's generally, what we're seeing is that the symptoms aren't horrible, right? And that's great. That's good. If you're vaccinated, then the symptoms are terrible. But you can still give this to people, right? And so the idea is they know that shit's going to hit the fan because everybody was out for the holidays, right? You're out seeing people for Thanksgiving. You're out seeing people for Christmas. People are going nuts on New Year's. I just talked to somebody today who said they went to 3 different places on New Year's Eve partying. There's going to be a shit ton of people that are going to get sick. So getting out ahead of that, I understand that, right? I understand they're trying to try to curb that. But when you come out and your messaging is very clearly, we need to keep the economy running. We need to keep that money churning. We got to make sure that all these rich people keep getting paid. Let me just say this in the most delicate way I can. Go fuck yourself. We should be worrying about people being safe and being healthy. And that's not where they're going. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that the economy took a huge hit early in 2020. I understand that it's continued to take a hit. But the fact that we are by all intents and purposes, as far as we can tell, we're making a lot of these decisions not based on health and health information, but based on we need to these are economic decisions. That's a problem. I got a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about going back to work. Like I said, play the Zeke Elliott drop. Like, that's basically what all this is.
Well, and to your point, gamer, you know, if you're on a cruise ship and you get sick, you can't go anywhere. You can't really isolate. I mean, you kind of can in your room, right? But here's the thing. Like, I have it fairly good. I'll admit it. I'm working from home. Even if I get sick, you know, I take some sick time, but I'm still here. I'm fine. A lot of people can't do that, right? A lot of people can't stay home. There's a lot of people who are working with people, whether it's in the restaurant industry or the healthcare industry or whatever it is. They're around people all the time, and they can't not go into work. Like, there's stories about this constantly where people are like, you need to come in, you need to come in, you need to come in. Like, they're being forced into this position where they have to work. On top of that, now the CDC just crunched back that isolation period. So now people who are still sick, still showing symptoms, still probably contagious, are being told by their employers, hey, it's been 5 days. You need to get your ass back into work, period, end of story. And that's where a lot of this problem comes in. And I agree with Emily. I think there's a lot of that where smarter companies, more forward-thinking companies are saying, look, let's slow down a little bit because things are still going to get crazy. But I mean, when the CDC comes out and says, hey, these are our guidelines, this is what you can do, all of a sudden you're going to see companies that are going to start reversing on that because they're just going to say, oh, 5 days, that's it. I expect to see you on day 6.
100%. And like, the whole thing about this is it's about that money, and it's about the fact that, you know, you and I and other people who are trying generally to do the right things are being told that we need to trust the people who go into the bathroom, do a number 2, leave, don't wash their hands, to come back to work and wear a mask after 5 days. Like, no, you've proven time and time and time again that I'm not able to trust you with your hygiene.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to trust you to not get me sick?
Yeah, it's an ugly situation, and I understand there's a lot of variables, right? Like, we're talking about keeping people healthy, we're talking about the vaccine, we're talking about the economy, we're talking about travel. You know, people are traveling for the holidays. Are people going to get stranded? We're talking about the political side of things. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to be weighed in on everything, and nobody's going to agree on everything. Nobody will. No one will agree on everything.
What we're doing here, and you know, somebody made the comment, this is honestly the CDC, like, low key, but actually saying the quiet part out loud, pushing for herd immunity. Because this is the whole, like, well, we tried vaccination, but that didn't work. So now we're going to, like, try, especially with Omicron not being as severe, like, we're going to try to get to that herd immunity. And, like, that's
but people who had COVID still get COVID. It's not like chickenpox where you get it once and you're fine. Like, maybe it's a little bit harder, but you can still get it.
Yeah.
Right? And I agree with Gamer. Like, they should just say it's never going away, but no one's going to do that. No one's going to say that.
Right.
You know, and I guess that part of it too is that maybe part of it's because science keeps changing, but I don't think it's only the science changing, right? It's I think we can all see pretty clearly that the economic factors made a big push into why they shortened this isolation period. So the fact that they are weighing people's lives against the impact of billionaires, that's a fucking problem, right? And I think that's part of the reason why they're never going to have a well thought out plan, because the billionaires who own all these fucking politicians are going to, you know, shake their purse strings and change things up. So unfortunately, we're not going to have a huge, timeline of this is what we're going to do and this is what we need to do. But hopefully in the short term, somebody can get their shit figured out. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. It's a very frustrating situation. And like, this is, you know, people ask the question, well, why are we talking so much about COVID? And it's like, well, think about it this way. When the flu came along in, you know, like 1918 or whatever, I'm sure they talked about the flu a lot then too. Like, this is something that's new and it's breaking, and like, we're trying to figure it out. And is this something that's going to be with us for a long time? Probably, but we're trying to get out ahead of it as much as we can so that we can reduce as much damage as possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of COVID because I think all of us are done with COVID. Let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
Random rankings.
B, what are we doing
Oh,
for
yeah.
the rankings this week?
For the rankings this week, we are just going to talk about a hodgepodge of stuff. I've titled this Random Sports Talk and Betting Degenerates. So, while Sconzi and I were taking our nice little break from podcasting, he had the idea to rank 15 quarterbacks who may be on the move this offseason, especially given our talk about old friend Aaron Rodgers. So we figured we would give that a try. So in a world where in the year of 2022, Aaron Rodgers leaves the Green Bay Packers either to join a new team or for retirement, the Packers have the opportunity to either stick with their draft pick of Jordan Love or try to select one of these wonderful quarterbacks that you are going to see on the screen here. Now, we haven't necessarily decided how we want to go about this, but we can just have a general discussion about all of these people on here. And I think it's kind of funny that you had mentioned kind of like the COVID deniers, because like half of this list is the COVID deniers.
So I'm gonna throw a little bit of a wrinkle into this. So the scenario is Aaron Rodgers is gone from Green Bay. He got traded, he retires, he leaves, whatever, right? I'm also gonna say that the Chicago Bears, in a shocking development, signed Russell Wilson. So now the Green Bay Packers have to choose, or we have to choose, between these quarterbacks here or Jordan Love, whatever the option may be. I had to take Russell Wilson off the board because he is clearly head and shoulders, obviously, the number one pick outside of Aaron Rodgers. So I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So of these quarterbacks, grab a name, any name, and tell us why the Packers should or shouldn't be interested in him.
Here's my question before we do this. Is Devontae Adams still a Packer?
Ooh, I think we have to proceed with yes.
Okay, because that does impact some of my thinking here.
And maybe you can, comment on it both ways. But yeah, I think at this point we have to say yes. Especially because if Rodgers is gone, they probably have the money to sign him, right? Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Because honestly, like that to me rules out immediately Matt Ryan. Because Matt Ryan is just like, no, you don't throw to your best wide receiver anyway. Like, come on, Matt Ryan. Like, no, Matt Ryan is a no. Like, I would rather have a statue than Matt Ryan. Where is my like cross out? How can I cross out Matt Ryan? I don't know, but I'm gonna try to figure it out.
I don't know where the font's at.
So Matt Ryan to me is a no.
Okay, I can get behind that. I like Matt Ryan, but I don't know that he's old, and like he had 2 or 3 years where he was pretty decent, but yeah,
Like,
no, I think that's a no.
My podcasts call him Matty Melt because he will take like the check downiest of the check downs, and he will always like he is kind of like Bizarro land Aaron Rodgers, where he'll always try to throw to the open guy, even if the open guy is the worst receiver on the team, instead of like throwing to his, $90 million receiver in the end zone. He's going to throw the ball to like Christian Blake.
Okay, so we're just gonna move him down here to the we don't want him list.
Correct.
There's like 7 guys that I want to move down to that list, but I have to figure out which one to go with first.
All right.
Oh God, I'm gonna move Cam Newton down there first.
Okay.
Because he's
Tell me
old.
why.
He's old. He can't
He's
really.
like 30, isn't he?
Yeah, but he looks old. He plays old, and he used to be able to throw a little bit. Now he can't really throw that well. He runs okay, but with the offense that LaFleur has, Cam Newton ain't gonna do nothing for us.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So now I'm kind of torn here, and I know if I pick one of these people, you're going to disagree with me.
I would say let's do it this way. Let's pick, because we could go through this whole list and it'll take us half an hour. Pick
Right.
like 2 or 3 people, or however many you think is a decent number, that are guys that we should consider. Maybe put like an X in front of their name or something. Who should we
All right,
consider?
Guys to consider. Tua. I would consider Tua, I would say.
I gotta find my garbage bucket because I think I'm gonna puke.
Are you putting one in front of Kirk?
Ian, no, I'm letting you pick a couple first.
Because I was going to go with Kirk.
Now
Just think about-
I'm gonna puke in my mouth. I'm gonna puke all over the camera now.
So here's the thing with Kirk. Kirk knows how to get the ball to his best receiver, at least. We know he knows how to do that. Now, here's how bad this list is. I'm going to tell you how bad this list is. Because if I can't have Tua and I can't have Kirk, I'm going with Nick Foles because I'm driving the tank. We're going 2-12 or whatever that math is, and we're getting a good draft pick.
All right, so I've been looking at this list, B.
Although maybe I should rescind Nick Foles because he actually kind of wins. I really should have picked like Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm looking at this list, and so I wanna go ahead and cover some of the stuff we got in the list here. Gamer thinks Matt Ryan would be a nice short-term pick for 2 or 3 years till they find someone better. I don't hate that. I don't disagree necessarily. Old man Wiggum says Carr and Tua are the only 2 on the list he'd even be interested in. Gamer says Teddy Bridgewater's done okay in a run-heavy system, so he maybe could fit. I get that. Gamer also says Tua is legit terrible. I have a problem with that comment because Gamer and I disagree on absolutely everything except Tua, apparently. But as I'm looking at this list, there's only one name on here, B. Like, you know that I don't like Jordan Love. I don't think he's a long-term good quarterback. But there's legit only one person on this list that I would want us to have over Jordan Love. And my thought is that I don't think Jordan Love will be a good quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he'll be a great. I mean, he might be okay-ish. But a lot of these guys, they're older guys, right? Like most of them are. Most of them, you already know that they're not a good quarterback. Like, I may think that Jordan Love's not going to be a good quarterback, but he could still be a good quarterback, right? So at least he got an opportunity. Like Tua, you already know he's not a good quarterback. Like Winston, you know he's not a good quarterback. At least Jordan Love could maybe possibly. It might be against all odds, but he could. The only one on here, in my mind, that is a quarterback that has really any redeemable features. Okay, Kirk Cousins kind of does. It makes me sick to say that. But for me, it all comes down to Derek Carr. That would be my guy.
Yeah, he's fine. Like he's another one of those dudes. Like he's got the Ben Roethlisberger gene, where it's 3rd and 8, and he's gonna throw a 3-yard pass to the halfback.
Maybe, but how much of that is coaching too? You know, I mean, it may not just all be him. But I think him and Kirk Cousins are the only ones that maybe are even in the conversation. Kirk Cousins just is not a winner in my mind. Like he kind of does okay. His numbers look okay, but he's just not a winner. I think Derek Carr could be a winner. But he's also, I don't think he's necessarily a long-term solution. But you know what? Maybe he comes in, maybe he plays for 4 or 5 years, and then, you know, you decide somewhere in that 4 or 5 years, maybe Jordan Love takes over. Who knows? But yeah, in my mind, he's the only one that's worth considering on this list.
Yeah, this list is terrible, and it makes me sad because when Aaron Rodgers leaves, we're gonna not be very good.
You want to know what's even more sad than that, honestly? Like, as a Packer fan, the most sad part is if Aaron Rodgers leaves, we're in trouble. But the sad part for the NFL is that probably half of these guys are going to get a whole bunch of millions of dollars. And some team's going to be like, hell yes, we got Jimmy Garoppolo. And another team's going to be like, woohoo, we got Jared Goff. And it's going to be like, oh, no, don't be excited about that.
Sam Darnold. So we're just gonna go full COVID. But one of my favorite tweets in the last offseason, when Sam Darnold was making some weird commentaries about COVID, somebody retweeted it and said, I've seen Sam Darnold throw into like triple coverage way too many times to know that decision making is not Sam Darnold's strong suit.
So old man Wiggum, I think, is closing us out on this one. In the real world, Rodgers will be back or he'll retire. If he retires, Love will be the quarterback, and I'm okay with that to see what he does. I don't know necessarily that he will be either back or retire. I think there's an option where he could be traded, potentially. But I think it's more likely he'll be back or retire. I think the trade part is a very, very small percentage. And you know what? If I agree with you, Jordan Love would probably be the guy. I think they would look to sign somebody like a Nick Foles, somebody who's used to kind of being a backup who can step in and do something, but someone who's okay with being a backup. I don't think you sign Jimmy Garoppolo or Jameis Winston, maybe Winston, but like Garoppolo.
Winston
I don't know that you'd pick someone like him and put him in as a backup because he's just going to be disgruntled, right? So I think someone like
Tyrod would be a good backup too.
Tyrod would work. Nick, someone who's had that. And Gamer, you're right. Like we didn't even mention Deshaun Watson. Like he's a dick. He's a horrible human being. Like we wouldn't want him. Right. Can Matt Flynn still play? I mean, I'm okay with it. Can I just point out, did anybody see the tweet from Matt Flynn?
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
like Matt Flynn commented on something on Twitter and somebody responded and goes, yeah, do you remember when Seattle paid you all that money? And his response, and I'm paraphrasing here, was like, yeah, that was pretty great, wasn't it?
So I saw a tweet. There's a different tweet from Matt Flynn where this was like when the entire Packers like quarterback room was under COVID, and he tweets out and he's like, my brain. He's like, I could go out there for one more ride. He's like, my body. And then he posted the picture of Ben Roethlisberger where Roethlisberger had like big old like ice packs on his knees, like an ice pack on his shoulder.
Yeah, the one I saw was hilarious because clearly the guy was just trying to goad him and saying, you were trash and you got all this money and you were trash. And he's looking at it like, dude, I got all that money. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, hello? All right. Do we want to run through these guys, B? We're just over an hour. We can make this really quick if you want.
I was just going to say, like, I put these props in here to see if we've been doing a little dabbling on the Kings. So, do we like any of these hard props, or are we really saying like coach of the year? It's basically LaFleur or the Bengals, Zach Taylor. Mike Vrabel's in the conversation. Yeah. It seems like everybody else is out. Do you have any disagreement with any of those?
Nope. I think it absolutely has to be one of those two. When do they pick these? Do they pick these after the playoffs?
Yeah, I think these are like sometime after the playoffs or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on. I'd say the same thing for this, and you also had MVP down here. I think I'm going to have a very similar take. I think if the Packers make the Super Bowl, even if they lose, if they make the Super Bowl, I think LaFleur wins Coach of the Year.
Okay.
I think pretty much anything else, unless the Bengals really get embarrassed in the playoffs, I think Zach Taylor's probably the pick.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like pounding the table for Vrabel with no Derrick Henry. But...
Yeah, I can get that, but it's just I don't think that's going to happen. They are the number one seed right now, so maybe, but I think it's these guys.
Fair enough. So that is your random rankings for this week. We'll save those Super Bowl props for the playoffs probably because we typically do a playoff primer. So
yeah, I think we'll have to. That's probably next week, right? Because playoffs start that week. Next week. All right. Yep. So next week, random rankings, we'll probably do our playoff picks. So make sure you're here if you want to join along.
That's true.
Old man Wiggum likes LaFleur, but when your quarterback is Rodgers, you are not the coach of the year. Well, I think he could be, but that's why I say they have to make the Super Bowl. If they don't do that, he's not getting that. It's time for. Oh, you got something, or are you going to do your extra point?
I was going to say, do we want to flip it up? Do you want to hit us with your extra point first this year?
Hell no. You're the guy. Get it done. Show us what's up.
I mean, as Sconzi lets you all know, I enjoyed a nice long winter break, and it was good. But it's also good to be back. It's good to be back in front of you all. I know we made some promises in 2021 about being more positive and bringing you more stories, and we're working hard. We're doing the best that we can. And I just want to remind you that in 2020,
2022,
That was not
22,
me.
2022, 22, 22.
That was not me doing the Max Headroom. That was my brain going kaboom. But in the year of 2022, make sure that you're doing your best. I didn't really come prepared with an extra point today. I'm here to, get you hype, make sure that Sconzi squares a lot, and I did my job. So, check for today.
Make sure I swear. I did swear too, a lot more than I had expected, I think. Maybe less than I expected. Maybe I did a good job. I don't know.
I think you did a good job.
Now you made me think that I need to do a different extra point than what I was going to do. I think this is a good one to start off the year. And I'll save the other one maybe for next week. I think to your point, B, it's, a lot of people look at New Year's and we do resolutions, right? Like, I resolved to do this. I'm going to go to the gym. What else do people do? The gym is a big one, right? Maybe
Gym,
eat different.
lose weight, stop smoking, stop drinking.
Like the stuff that nobody's going to do anyway. I'm a firm believer in goals. I'm a firm believer in putting together a plan to achieve your goals. Whether you call those resolutions or whatever, that's fine. But I also think that at some point you have to start, right? And a lot of times having a catalyst, whatever that catalyst is, having that I'm starting is important. And I think that the New Year's is as good a time as any to use as an arbitrary starting point. So whatever anybody's wishes or goals or dreams or resolutions are, I hope that you're able to chase those down and make tangible progress on those. I have my own. During the break, I was able to put a lot of time and effort and thought into what I want to do personally, professionally, and then the stream stuff. I don't know. That's kind of personal. It's not professional, but it's kind of whatever. It's my personal life, my professional work life, and then it's my stream life. And so I put a lot of thought into a lot of that. And, the time that we took off, was remarkable. I enjoyed it, but I also, every night I got on here and maybe played some games with Joe and Z-Dubs. And I thought, God, maybe I should just hit that go live button and just stream some stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is, for me, things may shake up some this year. I may take some more time off here and there. Streams maybe could get a little bit more random. I'm going to try not to, because I know it's easier for all of you who want to come hang out if it's more consistent. Work stuff might shake out. Personal life might shake out. I got a bunch of different goals. I talked about a lot of those in our extra time. No, our extra time out. That's what it is. Time out, which is kind of our little extra podcast thing that we do, audio only, that we send out to our patrons. Old Man Wiggum will probably put that link in the chat here in a second. For our Patreon subscribers. So we give them a little bit of a extra podcast stuff and extra stream stuff. And I talked about some of my goals into there as well, which maybe we'll get into over time. But again, whatever it is that all of you are striving for and working towards, and even if you're not working towards anything, that's fine too. Even if it's just, I want to be in a better head space or a better health space, whatever the case may be, I hope that you're able to achieve that. And I think that together as a group, as a community, as a bunch of people hanging out at night and playing games, watching games, doing stuff, I think we can support one another at what we're chasing. And I hope that you'll share with me what you're working on. I'll certainly share with all of you what I'm working on as well. And hopefully together we can see some very, very positive changes in 2022. That's what I got, B. Why don't you close us out?
All right, so in the year of 2022, we are here on YouTube on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. You can find Sconzi on Amazon Sidewalk. You can find me on Twitter, LandmarkMKE. You can find Sconzi on Twitter at Sconzi. As always, we appreciate you being here. You can check out Sconzi's content on the YouTube. I'm sure Apex will soon be plastered above my head. But until then, we want to welcome you all back. Thank you all for listening, watching, and supporting the podcast. We appreciate it. And we will talk to you again soon. Any further words for the people? Mr. Sconzi over there?
Nope, I got nothing. See you, everybody.
All
Thanks
right.
for being here.
Have a great evening. Take care. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
And we out.
All right. Don't hit stop streaming.
Thanks for the heads up. Stop recording. Done. I normally forget to hit that one too, and I just record the whole damn thing, and then I have to edit it all afterwards.
Yeah.
Good podcast, B. I think we did good. We had some good stuff to talk about. Had great people hanging out and chatting with us. Thank you all for chatting. That was great. Good time. And I didn't swear all that much, did I? I think I did okay.
No, I think you did good.
I mean,
You know,
kinda
we
good.
did all right. I know the one thing that I need to do is I need to stop with my whole like like, but
It is what it is. We're having fun. That's what matters most.
it's hard. It's hard because you know that's my animated voice. And I use my animated voice for everything, so it's not necessarily a caricature of just like one thing. It's just whenever I'm animated about something, that's my voice.
Yeah, that's fair. It's great to hear you guys again. Thank you for that, Emily. It's great to have you all here. It's great to, be chatting with you all. I can't say see you all, but metaphorically see you all.
And you know, I can't see any of you, so it's great to be chatting with you all. I had someone say to me the other day, they're like, "Hey, that's my friend. He's blinder than you." And I was like, "Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty blind." I was like, "Did you do the math on that? We need to take out the little thing and go, can you see the E over there?"
It's funny because I can't see the E if I take my glasses off. I had that. Fuck, I was 18 years old and I had to do a physical before I went and played football for college, which is a
Physical?
different story.
No, can't do that.
And they're like, just take your glasses off. So I took them off and they go, all right, read the lowest line you can read. And I said, well, if I didn't know that there was a great big E up on top of that thing, I would not be able to tell you that there's a great big E on top of that thing. That's how bad it is, y'all. It's funny. I was actually had a conversation about you today, B.
Oh, that's unfortunate for me.
we had a work conversation with my team, my two peers, and we were, for whatever reason, got on the topic of grocery shopping, and I think we were talking about COVID today too, for whatever reason, and talking about grocery shopping, and like, you don't grocery shop, right? And I was like, hell no, I get my shit delivered. Said, except for this last weekend, because my buddy, who's blind, decides to go grocery shopping after like a frickin' snowstorm, and he makes it a block away and says, yeah, the ice is too bad. And so he makes some snarky comment in the messaging, and I'm like, motherfucker, you know damn well I live 3 minutes away, so I'm gonna pick your ass up, take you to the store. You're screwing with me. And I said, so I went to the store. I went shopping this weekend.
Yeah, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm glad that I'm able to do it.
Yeah. And now you got a snow guy, hopefully, maybe, question mark.
I mean, I kind of do. I mean, I agreed with the
Except
contract
for like
thing.
5 dates in February or something.
We just can't have snow by the way, chat, if anybody out there, I got a snow guy to help with my plowing, but he's on his honeymoon the last week of February. So if we get snow the last week of February, I need y'all to come over to my place and help me shovel all this shit out.
There's a plowing joke in there, but I'm not gonna make it.
You know what? I'd save my plowing for the weekends. Anyway.
So does your
So does
plow
my
guy.
plow guy? Maybe. I told B I was a little concerned that he was casing my joint, because after he shows up, I'm like, I give the guy my phone number, I give him my email address, he knows my name. I don't know this guy from Adam. I just found him on the fucking Nextdoor app. And then he didn't send me the contract right away. And I'm like, holy shit, maybe this guy was casing my joint. And I'm not saying that I'm a little bit suspicious or anything, but I might have looked up my cameras and took a look at him and saw how he was walking around the house and what he was looking at. I'm pretty sure he's legit. And then he sent me the contract, and I think we're good. I think we're good.
Well, you agreed to it now.
And we never see Christopher again. That's right. That's right. Well. Yeah, I need to find out if he's going to come plow right now. Because, like, I shoveled all the sidewalks, but they don't they don't plow my alley, apparently. So I got to find out if he's going to come, like, give you an extra $10 or something. Come clear that shit off. Clear my parking spot.
Did you tell him that was your main concern?
Well, I told him that was part of it. Yeah.
Got you.
So he's going to do everything. He's going to do the alley. He's going to do the parking spot so that when old man Wiggum comes to visit, he can park him back.
Nice.
It was great seeing you this week. Maybe not next. Why not next? What's next weekend? Or next week? Oh, because of the guy, the plow guy. That is true. If you don't see me next week, somebody come save me. Old man Wings and B, they got the code to get in the front door. So if I'm not here, come look for me. Probably in the murder room. I'm soliciting someone to plow his alley. You know what, gamer? When you're a single guy, you got to do what you got to do, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
All right.
You didn't get
It's time
Apex
for
on your head,
Apex.
by the way. It is time for
Yes.
Apex, I think. But you got no Apex on your head, so this was not a fun
It's a
week.
wonderful day.
I like it better when it shows up on your head. It's kind of funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will take that as my cue to relieve myself from the podcast.
Careful, yeah, from the podcast.
But I will talk to you all soon and have a wonderful evening.
All right, B, take it easy, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
Later. All right. Disconnect you. Switch to the other Discord. I don't know if the guys are going to be on tonight. I'm pretty sure Joe won't be on tonight. Joe has not been feeling well. There we go. Did YouTube update my thumbnail, by the way? I realized I didn't update my thumbnail and my edit and my description and all of that. Okay, it's updated now. Okay, that's better. I forgot what I'm doing, y'all. I forgot what I'm doing. All right, Z-Dubs out here? No Z-Dubs. Might just be us. Maybe we, if there's no Z-Dubs, I might shoot him a message, but do you guys want to go do, what was that game we were playing? The Escape Room? You want to give that one a shot? Dubs ain't going to be on? Or we could still play Apex on our own with some randos. Or with old man Wiggum. That might be funny. Oh, says Z-Dubs is playing, so send him an invite and see if he shows up. No Discord yet. Oh, he's in the lobby. He is on Discord, but not in the channel. So give it about 3 seconds and we should hear Z-Dub's lovely, gorgeous, sexy voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get ready to rumble!
There he is, right on time. How you doing, my dude?
I'm fine. I'm wondering if chat missed my voice. Probably not.
I don't know, chat, did you miss his voice?
No, they didn't. Come on, let's be real. I have a voice that could grate cheese.
That's not true.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's not true. We just need you to get you streaming. Get you used to it.
Well, I was watching your stream, and then I was fascinated with this other. So they streamed this murder trial from Dane County today,
Oh, okay.
and I was mesmerized. The judge and the prosecutor just did such a good job. I was in awe.
Nice.
Yeah, the kid, 23 years old, was lying about work and school and basically everything. His dad found out. It culminated in him allegedly, because he's innocent yet,
Yep.
allegedly shooting his father in the back twice,
Oh,
and then waiting till his mom came home, shooting her, and then dismembering them and disseminating their body parts.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because he was lying about school and work.
Yeah, it seems a little bit far-fetched.
I mean, I feel like at 23, you're allowed a little leeway.
A little.
Just own up to your mistakes. You don't have to murder me.
Right,
Like-
right.
Like, I feel like that's excessive.
I agree. By the way, it looks like Old Man Wiggum did miss your voice.
Oh, Wiggum's biased.
I mean, a little bit.
It's 'cause he likes my mustache.
I mean, who doesn't? Wait, you have a mustache?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
Not yet, but it's gonna happen.
It should. Just so you're aware, chat, because I finished all the challenges. In fact, I should probably shut the challenges off because I haven't been keeping track of those recently anyway. I have this randomizer. I could put it on the screen if you want it. Where I'm just randomizing which player I play each game. Just to shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. So this game we're shaking it up with Lifeline. I don't know where the fuck I'm
Wisconsin,
going.
can I share some important professional news with you?
Yeah. Did you give me a
stream?
raise?
So no, well, yeah, actually, technically that happened too.
Oh, I got a raise?
Well, because my raises are tied to the legislature,
Yeah.
like they have to approve them. So they did last week,
Nice. Congrats.
like by the skin of their teeth. But anyhow, so one of the big things that I do as a supervisor is I approve the work product of my employees
Okay.
before it gets sent on. So I had my first revocation packet, so it's basically the packet of materials that go to the court.
Yep.
It got approved by my supervisor first try. Anyhow, where are you getting shot at? Oh,
There's
one
two
is
of 'em.
knocked.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's guys finishing me. Attaboy.
He's not finishing shit.
I'm not even going to be angry that you basically took those 2 kills. I mean, I was down, but still. Let me go out and look, see where they're at. Yep, it's Valkyrie off to your left.
They're all dead.
Straight
They're
up.
all dead.
Nice, well done.
Teammate came and finished them off. Nice job, man. Nice job.
Yeah, I did a nice job too.
You did. And I have literally no ammo, so that came at a perfect time. Oh, they had some good stuff too.
Yeah, they got some heavy ammo because I got 16 rounds.
I have a Volt if you want it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I could use that.
There's some ammo right here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my chat for a bit, but nobody deserves to have to watch me play. Come on, Wiggs. Everybody would love to watch you play.
Is he to play with himself?
Oh my God, come on! It's not that kind of stream. Not till 9 o'clock
what's
at
his,
least.
What's his OnlyFans? OnlyFans.com/oldmanwigs.
That's right.
Did you know guys are on OnlyFans? Like
Of course, why
male
wouldn't they be?
creators? That's awesome.
I mean, not everything on OnlyFans is nudity either. Like
Well,
they're
yeah.
very,
Deeps.
you know, they spread it around. I mean, they spread a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Oh. That has meaning on so many levels.
Sometimes I can be a little bit humorous. I mean,
Well, you're
little
always
clever.
humorous.
yeah, but not. I'm not talking about my looks. I mean, the things I say can be funny. Ooh. And you, and not you. You. All right. Do we have boosted loader? Heavy mag is in the crafter.
shit.
Oh shit! What?
Yep, there are people here.
Guys, right there, and I'm coming. Nice.
Oh, he got tagged with my knuckle cluster.
Sucker. Bastard. Well, I think we either push him or we back away.
Well, let's go towards the circle.
All right. That's pushing him, right? Or you mean down that way? Do you want to go hit this guy?
Let's use that gravity cannon.
There's a team running the opposite way.
Oh, there's
Yes,
they looted
there
this
is.
package. Right, I need to focus. Game time here.
That.
I had
They'll
that.
probably run into that other team.
They probably will.
Yep. That's what it sounds like.
Here's your birthday present.
Anything good?
Not really. Some shields. Oh, they're getting kind of
Oh,
close.
yeah, that's close.
Need a freaking backpack, bro.
It's just GTFO.
Are they close or are they further off?
They're over there. I cracked one's shield.
Enemy spotted.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
We're not all in the ring. Check your positions.
Yeah, they're gonna have to push towards us.
Attention, delivering replicator.
Replicator on its way.
Yeah, it's just kind of a waste.
Stand back. Knuckle clusters firing.
Champion eliminated.
Ha. Just serving him a knuckle sandwich. Frag Soren.
Well, our guy's pushing on up to the east side.
Hostile spotted.
Here comes the old knuckle cluster.
Well, should we push over by him? Yeah. Push him back, maybe? No, maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a terrible idea, but
I'm taking fire.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Going around by his side.
Knuckle clusters firing. Battling the enemy. Eyes up. Grenade.
Bravo.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields. Dropping the mother load. Pop your brollies. Thermite grenade sent. All Father, give me sight. Trust in your power. Recharging my shields.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at.
Taking fire.
Calling in a lifeline package.
knocked one.
A moment to recharge my shields.
Which one?
Clown taken down.
The fuse.
Safety is on
He was over here by the crates?
Yep.
Okay.
reload.
He's full dead.
Enemy killed. Ten seconds. The ring is closed. Joker's shooting at me. Here.
You good?
In contact with enemy.
Barely.
Quick ring update for ya. We ain't in it. Our enemies have met their fate. Recharging me shields.
I can drop a health if we want to get back over here closer to the ring.
To heal.
That's where I'm headed.
Pass me that sugar.
I probably pushed that too early. I'm sorry.
You hear that?
That's okay.
There's a care package coming down.
Oh, you're way over there. I dropped it back this way more.
Yeah, I wanted to get further closer to the circle so I could pop my big health.
Okay. Well, I'll have a health drone in 25 if you want to wait for that.
Healing. Give me a sec. Healing up. She'll be right.
Here you go. Stop. Stop. Or don't stop.
Shield battery here.
Take that.
Just giving my shield a recharge.
Not sure if it's just me. My screen is just hourglassing. On my phone, it's working.
Beginning ring countdown.
May just be you. Anybody else is hanging out there? If you could verify if you're seeing the game or if you're hourglassing.
Replicator on high. Marking our surroundings.
I'm following our dude. You there, Dubs? Oh snap! Z-Dubs disappeared. Ooh, that's a problem.
Father, give me sight.
Yeah. Well, we lost Z-Dubs, y'all. So maybe it's not just Wigs. I would say maybe it's me, but my game's still working, so I don't think it's me, and it looks like my upload is working just fine. I mean, what are the odds that the internet's having issues, but Apex isn't? Like, that's unbelievable. Oh, Dubs is gone. Oh, he's back in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
The internet having issues again?
Oh, it just randomly disconnected.
Huh.
Fuck. And I was having a good game, too.
Yeah, I think they kicked you all the way out.
Yeah, I'm back in the lobby.
Okay. Well, we're top 3, so
I was going to say it says you're top 3, so.
yeah, we'll be done here shortly.
There's a care package coming down.
Enemy spotted. Marking our surroundings.
Attacking over there. I'm spotted. Taking fire. Reloading.
Oh, that hurt.
Recharging my shields.
Marking our surroundings.
We are not in the ring.
Good news is neither of those guys.
Yeah, if they're still there, they might have moved on right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Not seeing any movement though.
Rings nearby. 1 minute till close.
Scanning the area.
Can't see shit there.
Seconds. Rings just up ahead.
Could drop my ult. But that seems like a really bad idea.
Half a minute. Ring is near. All Father, give me sight.
Throwing up star.
I am taking fire. Recharging my shields. Healing my wounds.
10 seconds. The ring's just ahead. Let's go this way. Hostile over there.
All Father, give me sight. I am taking fire. Marking our surroundings. Taking a moment to recharge my shields. Scanning the area. The skies reveal danger upon us.
Oh, that's gonna kill me. Yeah. Dang, that sucked. You did have a good game though.
If it's any consolation, I was rooting for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. we would have had 3, we totally would have had it. All right, let's spin the magic button, reset, and roll again, and okay, all right. Little seer action going on here. I'm gonna try to put this on the screen so that, you know, chat can see the fun. Browser. Apex pick. Okay. What browser? Wait, no. Maybe. Will that work? Apex Legend Picker. Kinda works. Window capture. Right. And then let's edit transform. Crop to left by about 100. Should be work. The right by about 300. Ooh. About 500.
Perhaps my rat will feast on you.
Ooh, too many.
You will be worth something.
It is your honor to face me.
I suggest this landing location.
Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Okay, come on.
There we go.
You have to admit that was awesome.
I feel most alive when rapidly approaching my death.
I'd like a fry, pie, and a large coffee.
What? Should I know what that is?
Bobby,
I had a feeling that's what it was. This is what it
I
sounded like.
sell propane and propane accessories.
I never really
I don't
watched
do a
that
very
show.
good one.
I mean, I knew
I
who
found
it
a
was,
guy
and I
on-
never watched that show. So.
I found a guy on TikTok who does an amazing Harry Carey.
Oh,
It
really?
annoys his wife because he does it with usually with her, and it annoys the shit out of her.
I mean, I would hope he does it with his wife. I mean,
He'd be like, "Hi, this is Harry Carey here, drinking a cold Budweiser, wrapping presents." And he's got a wig and the big glasses on. It's
Oh, God.
fucking hilarious.
Gotta hop up here. Dual shell.
I don't know what I'm doing with this freaking loadout, dude. Like, I legit have no freaking clue.
You're gonna dominate. That's what you're gonna do.
I mean, it's either that or something completely the opposite.
You plus me plus that loadout equals domination.
Well, I don't know. I just found a turbocharger for my Havoc, so I feel a little
now
bit
we're
better.
gonna lose. Now we're gonna lose.
What?
No. I'm kidding.
There's an extended sniper mag here.
Don't be hating on my Havoc, man. You're putting
Eventually.
some work. WERK. Do I have a Havoc? Yes. I need more of that.
There's a
That.
I got a treasure pack for you.
Oh, dang. I need an optic. Shorter range optic.
Found an extended energy mag here. Level 3.
Everybody's marking that for me. You guys are so nice.
The champion has been eliminated.
Must go faster.
Sniper stock here. Level 3.
Charge rifle here.
So, chat, what? How was everybody's holiday? Did everybody have a good holiday? Get to spend time with family safely, friends. What about you, Dubs? How was your holidays?
It was good. I cooked a prime rib on Christmas Eve and
Ooh, yeah.
turned out wonderfully.
Nice.
Had a little bit of family over on Christmas Eve, handed out gifts.
Very cool.
Then, ate. Then we went to Patty's stepmom's families for Christmas Day. That was nice. Yeah, it was just a nice time.
Good.
So, very low key, but very nice.
Yeah, I think low-key is kind of the way to go nowadays. Oh,
Fighters.
got it.
I need optics for a shotgun. I need optics for an assault rifle. Optics here. Close range.
Well, that'll work. Still need one more, though.
Extended light mag here. Level 3.
Delivering care package.
Oh, care package, sweet.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 2.
Emily says, I was asleep before the ball dropped for New Year's. Christmas was low-key. All right. I said it. Go for
I
it.
don't know. Maybe can't remember if I was up or not for New Year's.
Yeah, I was up. But I was sitting on the couch by myself
I hear a
watching a Marvel
trident.
movie.
I heard a trident.
Evo shield here. Level 2.
Yeah, I could use that. Must go faster.
There's two of them here. I don't know which one you marked. So I'm just gonna grab one.
Yeah.
Half the squads are toast.
Yeah, I rewatched through the Marvel movies over my break, and like all of them, basically all of them. And I was in the middle of one of them during New Year's, and so at like 11:55, I paused the movie. I turned on like some countdown thing. A countdown. I said, "Yay, Happy New Year," and I hit play again. that was it. Nothing
Yeah, I
exciting.
think that's what I did.
Yeah, I just.
It was so memorable, I can't even remember.
Started doing that, made it to the Incredible Hulk and said, nah. Wait, the Incredible Hulk is the second one. I guess if you're watching them as they were released. The Incredible Hulk I didn't watch because it wasn't available on Disney Plus. Alright, I need to use the saline nose thing, and instead of turning my camera off every time, I'm just gonna mute. So bear with me, chat. Don't look if it is gross. My nose is so incredibly, horribly dry. It's and painful. Ay. But yeah, so I went and visited my parents over Christmas. I went on Christmas Eve and we opened gifts. And then Christmas Day, my old man wanted me to come hang out because the Packers were playing. So I hung out with him to watch the Packer game. And he mentioned that he was rewatching through them all because he had, or not rewatching, he was just watching them all because he had not seen all the Marvel movies. So we were starting from the beginning. We watched Iron Man. Didn't have Incredible Hulk on Disney Plus, so we skipped that. Watched Iron Man 2, and then I was like, well, now I want to keep watching them. So I finished them all. You were going through chronological order. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe it's because and I don't know if you watched through them all originally when they were first released, but to me, it just kind of feels right to watch them in the order of release. But yeah, Incredible Hulk just wasn't great, so I was not upset to skip that one. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to watch it again because it's been so long.
Which Incredible Hulk?
Whichever one's
Edward
part
Norton
of the MCU, yeah, Edward Norton. I mean, none of them are really good unless you go back to Lou Ferrigno, let's be honest. Oh look, there they are.
Frag out. Reloading.
There's someone to our left too, it keeps saying. I'm gonna scan again in 2 seconds.
Unveil yourself.
Recharging shields. Arcstar. Arcstar.
Putting my heart out there.
Introducing a new variable.
Oh shit! I just threw a frag grenade on myself.
Oh no.
Almost. It's all good.
See through the veil.
Taking fire. Placing gas trap.
I killed their lifeline.
Gibraltar's gone.
There's one out here. Her shield is cracked. It's an Ash. She's pushing in.
When they flock to me, I oblige. Your butler
Oh, she's got a. She's got a self-revive. There you go.
perhaps you will consider your actions from now on.
Thank you.
I was wondering why they weren't dead, and I was afraid there
I
was
was
somebody
wondering
else.
too,
So.
and then I could hear her.
Labels are a curse
Believe I'm standing
and a
still.
target.
You're lucky I like you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you called that out because I had no idea. I knew there was something going on.
Recharging shields.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 4.
Gotta use a Phoenix kit. These take forever. Compadres, heavy ammo here.
I need energy ammo.
Healing my wound.
Fuck, no energy ammo in here.
Phoenix kit here. We need to move. The ring is upon us.
We need to go this way. I guess I'll hold on to him for now, but if you see energy ammo, I need lots of it.
Okay.
Attention. Delivering care package.
The rewards in that care package.
Well, that worked out okay.
Variable.
Yeah, it did. And I got an alternator off one of those dudes.
Nice.
It's go time.
I'll throw a jump pad over here.
I took off already, so I may be ahead of you guys, but oh no, there you are. Nice.
Oh shit, they're right here.
Fuck.
Drawing back the veil. Antagonist down.
Down to subject.
Fuck,
Come
I'm
on.
gonna die.
I'm down.
I'm taking fire. I'm down.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been trying to kill them.
Oh, I've got a self-revive. Damn.
I'll see if I can draw their attention to me.
Upon it. Here. Going here.
There's somebody right near you.
Enemy close.
Yep.
Enemy reviving.
You got a grenade? He's getting somebody up. They're both up. He's getting the second one up. There you go. Well, he's down. There's two of them right here. Dang, nice shot.
Would you like a kiss to make it better?
At least I burned my revive.
It's true. Yeah, I should have been trying to heal. I was too busy trying to kill. That was a really stupid play.
Mm.
All right, let's see
You
who we're
had a
going to
good
use
game,
this
though.
time. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Thanks. All right, we got some Valkyrie action going on. Valkyrie. So Emily, have you seen all the Marvel movies? Was this a rewatch or was this a first time watch? I found that even though I have the whole wow, it looks like the feed is way long. Oh no, that's better there. This one's way behind. That's strange. Even though I got the big, you know, the projector and the surround sound downstairs, I was sitting on the couch. It was just so much more comfortable. It was a rewatch, okay. I do think, who was I talking to? Was it UW? No, it wasn't UW. Who was, oh, Big Mike. Big Mike mentioned, dude, you got to get a recliner downstairs. And I was like, yeah, you know, the whole thing is the downstairs is meant to be a game room. It's meant to hang out, play games. And I just decided to throw a projector and stuff in there. But, you know, I think I'm going to pick up a recliner. Or at least a big comfy chair.
You should get one of those full body massage recliners.
I mean,
so I can come over and hang out with you all the time. You'd be my best friend, even you know.
I
You're
mean, I
already a
should
good
be
friend
anyway.
now, so.
Jeez. Only good for one thing, I guess. Yeah, I just want a big comfy chair. Because like right now I just got office chairs. In fact, I have this exact same chair down there. Which isn't bad, it's comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as it could be. I love the Marvel movies. You know what? I do too. They're really good. And, you know, when I watched through it this time, I got a new, like a renewed enjoyment of some of them. Like the second Thor movie, the first time I watched it, did not like it. I enjoyed it this time. Even the first Thor movie I wasn't excited about, but it was better this time. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, still not great. What was the other one? We were talking about this, Dubs. What was
Captain
the one?
Marvel.
Captain Marvel, I fucking love.
You mentioned that. I'm gonna rewatch that tonight, actually. After
that's so good. I really
games.
like that. It's just, I just love the whole.
She's
a badass, but I just love the narrative and the story that they tell.
And I like the actress. I like Brie Larson. I follow.
Oh,
her
I adore her. She's great.
Instagram and YouTube and basically everything.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to see how jacked she's getting for this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like she's working out hard.
Sounds like somebody else may be here.
Yeah, I thought there was another team here. Just in case I picked up a P2020.
I had a Mozambique and a wingman.
All right, well, we're all set, Skanzi.
Yeah, we're going to kill some people. What was the movie that I really didn't like? We talked about one.
Well, you didn't like the...
Because I didn't like the bad person. Oh, Ant-Man and Wasp. That's the one.
Yes. Yeah, that's
really did not like that. Uh-oh, Emily has a question. Get ready, chat. All right, Emily, what you got? If you're going to ask why you didn't like Ant-Man and the Wasp, I can tell you. Hemlock?
Hemlock here.
Okay.
I mean, I would prefer that over the wingman, but you're much better with it than I am.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
I mean, it's true. All right, I'm coming this way. I don't see stuff open, so I think I'm probably not going to die right away. I'm going to hold on to you. I watched Captain America First Avenger, and they find the Tesseract in the show, and it freezes in the ice with Cap. Did it? Okay, yeah. That's right.
What really amazes me about those movies is what a fantastic job they did of weaving all those storylines together.
Oh, they did such a good job.
From the start. Like, who sat in an office and thought this whole thing through to its conclusion 15 years later?
Well, I think there was some like adjustment along the way, but yeah, like they had to have a pretty legit idea ahead of time, which is remarkable.
Yeah, it just stuns me.
I need a backpack if you see one. Doesn't Captain Marvel find the Tesseract on the hidden ship with the aliens? So Captain Marvel happened in like the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they pulled the Tesseract out when they pulled Captain out. I don't know when they pulled Captain America out though.
Yeah, I think he was pulled out, but unconscious for a while.
Yeah. I'm not sure when they pulled him out. I think that would be kind of the defining part of that. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Good question. I'll have to look that up.
He does have that in the ship though, doesn't he? I think he does. You'd think I'd remember since I just watched this, but you know, I get the memory of I don't know, a walrus or whatever has a bad memory.
A walrus.
A computer from 1982. How about that?
There you go.
No memory.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Looking for sniper optics.
There's a 6X back where we came from. Whoa, you. Might be two different stones as well. I think the Tesseract was always just the one stone, though.
Yeah, the Tesseract was always just the one.
How far do we need to go? I can drop my alt when we get out here. I'll hit my alt when we get out here. We can get out here.
Alert 5, Valkyrie on standby, ready for burn.
Oh shit. Oh!
If you are unable to assist in an emergency, just shoot wildly into the air. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Healing. This is taking too long.
Yeah, because the Tesseract
Okay.
was kind of everywhere
I don't think
in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in Asgard.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's a website that chronicles the whole damn thing. Need optics as well as maybe that.
Hop up. Dual shell. Evo shield here. Level 2. Optics here. Sniper.
Was all the space stone. Is that the name of the stone? The space stone? Man, we are forever away from this freaking ring. Holy shit.
Optics here. Sniper.
Tesseract is a space stone. Got it.
New kill leader. They can have it. My sights are set higher.
Yeah, the thing I love about all the Marvel movies, like you were saying, is they tie everything together so cool. And like there are certain things that I didn't catch because I don't remember any of that stuff. It's not that important in my mind to remember that shit. At the end of the first Spider-Man movie when Aunt May finds out he's Spider-Man, and she does the what the and it cuts off. And then in the second one, the second Spider-Man, when Mysterio announces who Spider-Man is, and then he busts out with the what the that was very funny.
Level 2. Got a ways to go for the next ring.
Dubs disconnected again. God damn. It was recovered by Howard Stark in 1945. Oh, way back then. Okay. Well, that would make sense then.
Christ.
You're still in if you can jump in. You're in the ring, but
No, I'm in the lobby, so I'm not going to be able to rejoin.
shit. All right. I might as well look around for an optic. Miss me.
Wings out. Fox 3.
Scansy, I'm going to call it. It's going to be one of those nights, I think.
All right.
So, thanks for the games. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't have a better internet tonight.
No problem. Have a good night, man.
Take care, you too.
Yep. Bye-bye.
We can cruise over here. A minute till ring close, and we've still got a ways to go.
Patching myself up a bit.
45 seconds and ring's far. Let's hurry up and move.
That works.
Alert 5, ready to scorch for burn.
Where the hell's my partner at?
Burn is a go. Should air pressure drop, oxygen masks will be provided. If you're traveling with a small child, this is a blood sport. What's wrong with you?
So Stark got it in 45, and then maybe Captain Marvel got it in the 80s. The way they kind of go back and forth in time so much is kind of confusing. Maybe that's where watching it chronologically might make that a little bit more easy to follow.
Throwing frag. Fire. Tossing frag. Arc star out. Reloading.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Oh. kept it until 1970. Moves to real life Marvel to create some secret space engine. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. I think since everybody else is out tonight, I'm going to try to jump into a different game for a little bit. I got a bunch of new games that I bought. I shouldn't say a bunch, a couple new games I bought. Shield takes it into custody before it's stolen by Loki, and chaos ensues. Isn't that the truth? I really want to play this one because this is supposed to be a really good game, they say. That's what they say. Whoever they are. So we're going to give this a shot. Nobody wants to see that. All right, where's my game? It's loading. Slowly but surely. Oh, it's one of those games. There it is. This is a game called Inscription. It's like a card game, like a card battle game. It's like a haunted house kind of thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but let's find out.
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
I might have to turn my camera off. It's blocking stuff. Oh my God. Got some old school vibes to this thing. Okay. I don't know what we're continuing. It's the first time I've started this game. Hope I bought the right game. This isn't what I thought it was supposed to look like. Oh. Those are some freaky eyes. Another challenger. It has been ages. Maybe I should turn this on.
Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you have forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Now, play your slope.
You know what? I don't think that's what happened. I think you're making stuff up.
Slots cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. An honorable death. Play the slope. Wolf requires 2 sacrifices. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. Your slope stands unopposed. The number on the bottom left is its attack power. 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. You win if you tip my side all the way down. Like this. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel.
All right, that was kind of fun. Because you are learning, I will pass. Okay, good. You've drawn all the creatures from a deck. A squirrel is your only choice. All right. Oh, I can go all the way back so I can see. Okay. So I think this means I have to sacrifice 2. Is that right? Demands 2 sacrifices. Sacrifice those 2. I never locked you in a room as a sacrifice. You dealt 1 damage, so I put 1 weight on the scale. Okay. Pass. Take a squirrel. Put the squirrel down here. I don't want to sacrifice this turtle. I don't think, so I'm just going to pass. You know you can play more than 1 card. Yeah, I know, man. Was I not clear? You can play a squirrel and also sacrifice it in the same turn. Oh, I could sacrifice it too. I did not know that. Okay. So let's play you. And then sacrifice you. You. Play the wolf. Yeah, beating your ass. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story.
Oh, yes. Oh, shit. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. 2 denizens of the forest approached you tentatively. The caustic adder, damage from its poison bite is always lethal. The undying cat, sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Only one may grace your paltry deck. Another creature joins your caravan.
I kind of like the voice thing. I'm sorry. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle. Break in case of emergency. Okay? And have a second. Okay? Allows you to tip the scales with it. Okay? 3 is as much as you can carry. Okay? Alright, you were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me, it was the right play. I get it, maybe. You'll help me? Okay. Play along for now, alright. Alright, so you may now see my moves ahead of time. He's gonna play a wolf cub, okay. So we got the squirrel, we got the stoat, just sacrifice 1, river snapper, the cat. Okay. By getting the cat down, I can use him as a sacrifice. Your items may help. Here we go. All right. Mind the ambitious, it ages swiftly. I don't know what that means, but okay. I guess it becomes big quicker. Got a wolf. But what would I sacrifice? I guess the stoat? I mean, that seems rough. I think I'm gonna pass. Oh, and I turned into a wolf. That's interesting. The bats fly over creatures to attack directly. Bat flew over your stoat. Oh, well that sucks. 2 more wolves. Oof, lost my boulder. God, that cat was a good choice. I really liked the cat. Yeah, baby! Alright, I don't want to change any of this. I just want to keep it the way it is. Bingo! Alright, I'm already enjoying the hell out of this game. You prevailed and trek onwards past the now bloodied terrain. New cards. The wolf cub. I kind of liked that it turns into a wolf. The sparrow, an inexpensive if feeble flying creature. So he flies. I'm gonna take the wolf cub. I gotta check and see if the graphics are meant to be like this. Well, it seems like it. Resolution, graphics quality is as high as it can be. Okay. Alright, you stumbled onto some strange stones in the mist. You are compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that'll be lost forever. What? What? Oh. Well, it's got to be the wolf cub, I guess. I mean, that sucks, but... Oh, he took over. Now, what? The soul of the wolf cub now lives in the stoat. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. What does the stoat turn into? Oh. This inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. What? So now your wolves can fly? Coyote that can fly? What the fuck? That's some bogus shit right there. The river snapper, I have to kill 2 to play him, so I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to go with what I've got. Sucker. You may yet survive this ordeal. Knock on wood. All right. Sparrow who can fly. The adder. An elk. The flighty elk. It moves after attacking? Huh? So it moves to the right one? Is that what that's saying? I don't know if that's a good one or a bad one. Oh. Came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire. Warm it by the fire that will enhance its power. You notice one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. Okay. I got a bad feeling, but we're gonna do that one. Hey, all right, now he attacks more. Nice, I'll take that. There's a way out for both of us. It's somewhere in this foul cabin. Be silent or I will tear you to shreds. This spot? You sure? I'm sure, bruh. A grizzly bear. Like he's gonna kill this wolf if I put the wolf there, which is where I have to put him. Shit, that was a really bad decision. Another grizzly bear? What the fuck? Like as soon as I put the squirrel down, he's dead. Like, I'm not going to be able to place this because I don't have anywhere for it. Like, I'm dead. What the fuck, dude? Alright, I hate this game. This is a stupid game. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. You see the hand right there? I'll sit back down. Let me explain something to you. That was one of the two mistakes you can make. What? You make another, I must sacrifice you. Now where were we? What the Like that was an impossible game. There was no way I was gonna win that. Of course I'm taking the grizzly bear. A gust from this may lift your creatures into the air if only for a turn. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Ah, damn it. Well, I screwed that up. Trees seemed to close in around you as a chill mist descended. In the distance, you can hear the clinking of metal on stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. Yee-hoo! Where's the prospector? I don't know what that means. He's doing the prospector again. Easy, boss. The mule's key. Oh, that was a dumb idea because I still can't do any of these. What does the arrow mean? Is he gone? No? Can't play any of these. How do I use one of these things? Now draw a card first. Shit, what did I do? I pulled a tooth out? Okay. Damn it, I need the cat. Oh, oh, oh! Now I see why they mean it. Dang, okay. Well, it doesn't matter, I'm dead. Now I see why he said the pack mule was key. Alright. Well, that was my second one, so am I dead? That's not creepy at all. Checking something quick, chat. You aren't dead yet. This is in purgatory, though you may think of it that way. Before you expire, I must ask you a favor. I would like a memento. Your very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We will work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of you. Here are some cards from your mediocre deck. We can put them to good use. Choose a card to draw the cost from. Well, it doesn't matter because they're the same. This time I will use the power and health. So clearly it's that one. Now choose a card from which we will extract the sigil. Well, it's got to be this one, right? I don't know what the arrow is good for, so we're going to use that one. Unlimited lives from the cat. I never did ask you for your name. Ooh. There is now but one final matter, the portrait. Oh, I don't need to smile. Okay. Wouldn't it be freaky if it actually used the camera to take a picture? That would be weird. Here we go again, another challenger. Perhaps it is time. Perhaps you could understand bones. I don't know what that means. The resourceful possum costs... Oh, wait, bones? What the hell's that? You gain a bone when one of your character perishes. Oh! Got it. Okay. Got it. The Rattler. Jesus, he's worth 3? Get out of here with that garbage. So if I play him, I could kill those 2. I'm gonna take this. The bullfrog. I know, man. Boom, bah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm just gonna put him there. Good night, Gracie. You dealt me more damage than you needed to win. However, in my game, such feats are rewarded. To be precise, a tooth to keep for each extra damage dealt. The trapper may be interested in your spoils. Okay, interesting. Where's my guy? Oh. I forgot your figurine. Get up and fetch it for me. What if I don't want to, man? Get up and fetch it your damn self. It's beside the save. Oh, look at that. This is a fun game. I'm enjoying this. The meager coyote, but what did you expect for only 4 bones? Okay. The nefarious rattler, a brutal creature once past its monstrous fangs. Yeah, because it hits for 3. 6 bones. The cockroach. The unkillable cockroach. It returns to your hand after die. Oh. Oh. I kind of like that one. You know, you're free to get up again to keep your blood flowing. I am no tyrant. You may stand whenever the map is unrolled. Okay. It allows me time to plan your next encounter, but do keep your hands off my possessions. Well, now I gotta go touch something. Ooh. Okay. Demon necessary, you may cut up one of the cards. Okay. Take the boulder. Alright, so a couple sparrows. So we'll play you there. We'll play you. Why can't... Oh, I don't have the bones. Shit. So I can't play any of these. Fuck, that sucked. Squirrel, I guess? How many bones do I got? 2. So I can play the possum, yeah? I kill my squirrel, but that's a... Oh, because he flies over the squirrel, that's why. That's not good. Let's try that. I see the way this is going. I concede. You may accept my surrender, or you may finish this match the slow way. Okay. Alright, we're gonna finish this part and then I'm gonna move on. What does that mean? The regal moose, the creature of the wind, the creatures of the wild make way for it. Interesting. The inviolable, I don't know what that word is. When it is attacked, you will draw a B. Okay. Oh, the Skanzi card. Nice picture, Skanzi, you son of a bitch. I gotta take the Skanzi card, bro. Do we make a card better or do we get more stuff? I think we're gonna do this one. Should I make the Skanzi card even better? No way, he says. Power of the wolf is enhanced. Alright, I like that. We'll go to our next battle and then I'm gonna call it. Well, this seems to be the battle. A wolf that can fly. Okay. Wow, that was quick. Alright, it should be auto-saving. I'm going to say that it's auto-saving. And I'm going to say goodnight, y'all. But thank you for being here. That is a fun game. I really enjoy that. I'm going to play more of that. Maybe tomorrow even. There is a woman who I follow on Twitter. She is a streamer and her name is escaping me. I can't remember her name, but she works in the video game industry and she streams, and she said this was her game of the year. She loved it. I also read from some other people that it was good, but they kind of lost interest after a while. Regardless, her word was good for me, and I was like, I need to get this. It was like a $12, $15 game. I'm like, it's worth a shot. I love it. This is a lot of fun. I did pick up a couple other games. One of them is called Project Zomboid. It's an old game. But it seems interesting, so we're going to jump into that. I really think I'm going to dive into some more one-player games. I love hanging out with Dubs and with Joe, but I really want to dive into some of these one-player games a little bit more. And I think there's a lot of stuff out there that we could do that isn't just Apex all the time. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be shaking up in the new year. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for being here. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time, barring anything crazy and unforeseen happening. I hope to see you then. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a supporter. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.